Hey everybody, let's come back one more time, doing a three-parter here about Marvel and DC and what the DCEU was trying to do. I talked a little bit about um, what I liked about the DCEU. I talked a little bit about Endgame and how they messed up on Hulk and Thor and the endings and how they affect the rest of the MCU into Phase 4. Um, I wanted to do a little bit about Marvel versus DC, this whole fandom versus fandom, and how toxic it's become. But I personally feel I don't want to try to uh, get into that right now. I feel that the fandoms are going to be that way regardless of whatever I say. Um, I was in that mindset too that Marvel was really screwing everything up, and I was essing all over Marvel. So after listening to individuals like um, Chris Wong and hell even Dave Penna and Common Movie Marks and John Aaron Garza, which I think is quite possibly almost like my freaking he's just like my best friend and my brother from another mother. Um, they act almost the same way, and he got me to really open my eyes when it comes to critiquing and criticizing movies, and I want to extend my thank you to him, um, and him and Ben Everts, that it's okay to like both, and it is okay to find faults in the movie, but you really got to find the positives and really talk about the positives. And I'm not essing all over Endgame. I think Endgame is a really, really good movie. They did a really good job on a lot of the things that they did. However, some of the comic book aspects really, really, really were executed bad. Um, and yes, that's right. I was going to talk about how I would fix it and how I would fix the Hulk, how I would fix Thor, how I would have fixed certain situations. Now, to be to get into the midst of it, we got to go back to with Hulk. Hulk is quite possibly one of the most broken characters they did in the MCU since after the first Avengers. In the first Avengers, Joss Whedon did Hulk right. That's how Hulk is. He's dangerous. He's powerful. He is that one thing you just point and ask him take it out, and he looks at him. He looks at his objective, and he goes, "Why not?" And he takes it out. Or if it hurts him, he takes it out, and everybody just gets out of the way. The only person that will get in the rut with him would be maybe Thor, and most of the time Thor will even stay out of his way. And I'm not saying Thor will do it because he's scared of him. It's more in the fact of why, why. There's other things to go. There's other things to go crush, So who cares? And I think that when over the course, and a lot of people can say, what can you do with Hulk? And I say, it's easy. They did it in The Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton. You use Hulk when you need to, and you don't have him show how omnipotent he is. And you just show how strong he is. That's it. And in certain situations, he does what he needs to do. But in the bigger scope of the story, you don't need him to overtake everything. And they did it right. And also, so did Joss Whedon. He did it right in the first Avengers. And I was like, that's Hulk. When he did the scene, the greatest scene out of that movie was when he, other than what he did to Loki, he literally looked at the big monster flying at him, where Tony Stark was using rockets and detonations and all these explosions to blow one up, and it did almost nothing to it. They say, you have Steve sitting there saying, Banner, shouldn't you get angry? And he looks at him, he goes, well, that's the secret, Captain. I'm always angry. And then he immediately starts to transform, and he punches this monster straight square in the freaking right where his nose is, and collapses its nose and collapses its whole vertebrae and stops it cold. And that was one of the greatest scenes in that whole movie. That shows how powerful the Hulk is. And I think that a lot of people just like, okay, well, that's the Hulk. But no one complained in Age of Ultron. Now, people can say, well, Age of Ultron, that was Hulk. I go, no, that was not Hulk. You barely saw Hulk. And when you did see Hulk, what happened? He was He at the end of the movie, he took out a lot of robots, and I was like, that's the Hulk. That you don't need the Hulk to take on Ultron. That makes no sense. Having him take on Iron Man's armor, okay, but he should have turned that thing into scrap within the with almost 3/4 into the fight. It shouldn't have been that long of a fight. Hulk should have gotten stronger. He should have gotten more powerful to the point where even Tony was like, okay, I gotta stop. This is getting way too much. His armor should be getting completely dismantled. And people say, well, it happened. I go, no, it didn't happen that way. His armor stood up to him. And that's the problem. His armor should never have stood up against the Hulk. He couldn't weaken the Hulk. His armor should have just destroyed him. And then on top of that, this version of the version of the Hulk we saw was a Hulk Unchained. This was a Hulk that just basically saw something and destroyed it. So why is Tony's armor able to withstand all of this? That makes no sense. Just because it's just getting into a whole bunch of stuff with the Hulk. By the time we get to Thor Ragnarok, everybody's like, oh, we finally got World War Hulk. That's not World War Hulk. World War Hulk would have never got knocked out by Thor. World War Hulk would have turned Thor almost inside out. I don't care. World War Hulk is one of the most powerful versions of Hulk next to World Breaker Hulk. And then on top of that, we have not even Savage Hulk. We got this new version of Hulk who's very intellectual, but he's extraordinarily powerful. And they said that's the new most powerful Hulk. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. But that's fine. But they never knew what to do with him in Infinity War, and there's a way to fix it. And it's the simplest way to fix it. Back in Endgame, you could have had Hulk get beaten, and most of the movie, he's knocked out. It's not the fact he doesn't want to come out. It's he's knocked out. He's knocked out. He's subconsciously knocked out. What Thanos did to him messed him up. It knocked out Hulk so bad that Hulk reverted back to Banner, and he couldn't come back. He couldn't give himself a rage. So the times where he was sitting there trying to get us mad, and he's sitting there turning green, it should never have happened. He should have just never turned green. And he's sitting there going, oh, what the hell's going on here? He's like, I don't know, Hulk. I can't feel the Hulk. And he's like, are you kidding me? We need him. He's like, I don't know. So by him sitting there trying to turn green and going, that made no sense to me. I was like, dude, why is Hulk restraining against something that's in front of him? He should be able to kill it. So he should be able to just wipe it out like it's nothing. So they basically put a massive hamstring on Hulk. Then when you get to the final battle, where Thanos is about to go after the Mind Stone, you literally could have had the Hulk where Banner says, Hulk, wake up. He hits something in his head and makes the Hulk just come out. And where the Hulk comes out, and he literally goes freaking nuts inside of the suit and breaks out of the suit. And then he gets angry to the point where he sees Thanos, and Thanos is like, as he's about to freaking reach in, you hear, roar! And then Thanos goes, oh crap. Like he looks, and then that's when he sees the Hulk just come in with a punch and knocks him flat. And you see Thanos goes, you again? Okay, the next time I'm going to destroy you. And then when they go at it, Hulk's overpowering him. And everybody's going, oh my God, thank God. We're all in the theater. We're all going, yes, yes, yes. The Hulk is doing something. And they're about to do a test of strength. And as Thanos is using his strength, now again, he's not using any of the stones. It's his own strength. He's trying to use his strength, but you have the Hulk overpowering him. And he's sitting there trying to use his strength again. Hulk he's going to overpower him so much that he starts to crush the gauntlet, which makes Thanos go, oh God, no. He used the Power Stone and overpowers him and uppercuts him so bad it knocks Hulk out. It knocks Hulk for a loop, and Hulk reverts back to Banner. No, he doesn't revert to Banner. He just gets up and he gets even angrier. And Thanos like, what the hell? And then that's when an energy hits him, and he goes, what the? And he see Thor about to throw this. He's throwing his his energy at him. He throws the lightning at him. Thor, he repels it back enough, and that's when Thor just goes. He throws it, throws the axe, and then Thanos uses the power like he did before, but it overpowers it, and it hits him right in the chest. Thor comes in, and he's about to push it in, and that's when he says, "You should have went for the head, huh?" And the Hulk goes, "Whoa," and he runs over. And he's about to grab the axe. He's about to grab it. He's about to literally help Thor push it in and snap. And then that's when it goes, doof. And Hulk's like, huh? Like you literally see the what the heck is going on Hulk's face, and you see Thor going, "What did you do?" And you see the both of them going, they're looking at each other like, "What the heck just happened?" And that's when everyone starts dying, and you see the Hulk reaching out for his friends, and you see them all dying, and you have the Hulk right there going, like he's shocked. He's like, "What the hell is going on?" And then you see Thor going, and he goes, and he goes, you have Thanos say this great line. And he says, "I guess the prince failed, and the one that believes he's the strongest isn't that strong." And he basically walks in, and you see the Hulk just looks broken. He looks broken, and you see him just sits down, and he just and as everyone's turned to dust and all that other stuff is going on, the whole dusting situation happens. You see Hulk just looking at all of it, and he's shocked. He's not angry, he's shocked, and he starts to revert back to Banner, and Banner's like, "What happened? What happened?" And then you see Thor just going, "I failed," and he's like, "The Hulk couldn't do it?" And he goes, "Hulk tried, but he says that he lost too," and then so when you pick up the Hulk again, he's Professor Hulk, and we're going, okay. And he goes, "Well, the Hulk and I came to an agreement, and blah 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 blah." Mind you, throughout all this movie, we just have Professor Hulk. But when the scene of the Avengers facility lands on top of him, you have Hulk, you have Banner Hulk pinned in, and you have Rocket going, "Hey, aren't you supposed to be strong? Like pull things off and all this, and what the heck is going on here?" He goes, "I don't want to do that. I'll figure it out." Well, you're gonna die here. We're all gonna die here. I'm gonna climb out because I'm that smart. But hey, here's the thing. I'm the brains. We need the brawn. Lift it up. Let's get the heck out of here. He goes, "No, no," and he goes, and that's when you hear the Hulk go, "No," and you Rocket go, "Really? Well, sorry, boyo, but I'm not gonna die here. See ya." And he leaves, and you have him go, "Rocket, wait, where you going?" He goes, "I'm getting out of here." And he finds a way out of here, and then you have this self-reflection in Banner that Banner is realizing why the Hulk would not come out, why he agreed to merge with Banner. And you have this mindscape where they go into, and it's like a few minutes. And while this is going on, is you have Thor, and I'll explain about Thor taking on Thanos. And you have this self-reflection with Banner, and you have him. It's dark, and you have this light, and then he looks, and there's these multiple doors. But then he turns around, and there's this door, this green door, and it's green just like the Hulk. And he walks up to it, and opens the door, and you see Hulk just sitting there, like he was in Infinity War, just sitting there, and his back is turned to him, and he goes, "Hey, big guy," and Hulk just pops his head up, and he looks, and he goes, "What Banner want?" He goes, and that's when he says, for years I thought of you as a plague, as a disease. And I thought that's how that's what this world wants. It doesn't want a savage monster. It needs someone that has the strength and the brawn. And he goes, "Hulk, no. Hulk understand. That's why Hulk did it." And he goes, and that's where you have Banner that say, "Yeah, but we failed, man. We failed everybody. We failed Betty. We failed Rick. We failed Natasha." And he goes, and you have both Hulk just groan, and then you have Banner that say, "But we can't do that anymore. They need us. Actually, they don't need Bruce Banner. They need the Hulk. They need you, big guy. And I need you. He goes, one more time. We need, Thanos is out there. No, he goes, no, he doesn't even know Thanos is out there. He just goes, whatever hit us, it's out there, and we need to take it out. He goes, we need to prove we're the strongest one there is. I believe we are. I think you do too. We can't fail again. And he repeats the same line he told Thor to Hulk. He goes, we need Hulk. We can't do this without you, big guy. Come on. One more time. And you have Hulk to stand up, and he turns his head, and you see him look back, and he goes, And then that's when this whole thing, you have Thor gets mollywopped by freaking Thanos, and then you have this rumbling coming from all over the place, and Thanos is like, what the hell is that? And then they're going, what the hell? And then you hear a muffled, and then you have freaking Tony and Steve go, oh God, like they're getting out of the way. They're getting out of the way. And that's when you see the cracks around the facility, and the Hulk is lifting it up with pure strength. Pure strength. And it should be the biggest pop out of the audience. Like, oh my God. Like, oh my God. And then he throws it off, and you literally, for the first time in the whole movie, you literally see Tony and Steve. They look happy. They look like there's hope that the Hulk is back. And he walks forward, takes that stupid sweater off, and throws it to the ground. And you literally have Steve say, he goes, "You're back, big guy." And he walks past him, and you hear him just cracking his knuckles, and he walks forward, he goes, "Hulk crush Puny Man." And everybody's like, yeah, because now we're getting that revenge. We're getting that revenge. He goes, "Nope, I'm going to take this guy out." And then you have Thanos go, "What the hell is that?" And you have Thor just going, he starts laughing, going, "You're dead." Everybody's laughing, going, "Oh shit, you're dead." Like, you're dead, dude. And that's when you have the Hulk just, Thanos like, "Shh, like, I will take care of this." And out of nowhere, the moment he tries to hit him with that sword, it hits him. And it just goes tink. And it doesn't go any further. And he's like, what the? And Hulk just looks at him and goes, "Rrr." And he takes it out of him, and you see it heal. And they're going, oh, he goes, and he goes, boom, and he hits Thanos so hard. Thanos is like, oh my God. He goes, like, he's so, like, are you kidding me? And they go at it. And you have Thor go, "Yes, get him, Hulk!" And he gets up, and you're like, oh, holy crap. He's taking him on. He's beating him down. And Thanos goes, and that's when they have a great fight. And then, of course, you have it where Thanos goes, okay, armies, go, wipe out everybody. And then that's when the armies come in. You have the Black Order come in. They're like, what? They're like, and then Hulk looks, and he's about to. He could try to kill Thanos, but he sees all these monsters just running at the facility, and his friend's about to get killed. He looks back at Thor. Thor goes, "I'll take care of this." And he goes, and he jumps over and lands right in front of them, and you hear him go, "Hulk, smash!" And he does the clap, and the thunderous clap, and just knocks everything down. Thor, you have Thanos go, "Are you kidding me? Like, are you crap?" You have the Black Order going, are you kidding me? We gotta kill this guy. Kill him quick. You have Ebony Maw go, "Obsidian, kill him." And he goes, and he jumps forward, and Hulk's like, and he does the thing. He hits him in the gut, and Thor just, you have Hulk just look at it, go, "Hulk crush rock, boom!" And he goes, he goes, "Paper beats rock, bow!" And kills him. And everybody's like, what? Like, you're going, whoa. That's mind blowing. Like, holy crap, he just killed that dude like it was nothing. He killed Obsidian like it was a joke. And he just pulls the sword out and throws it to the ground. And you have Proximity Midnight and Corvus Glaive go. They look at you like, whoa, we can't take that guy on. He's gonna kill us. Ebony Maw goes, he orders the monsters to kill this thing, just kill it, just jump on top of it. We'll figure out a way to kill it. And you have him taking on the dog pile. That's all you need to do with Hulk. Have him in the dog pile. And I'd have been fine. I'd have been perfectly fine. And that could have been his whole fight throughout the whole rest of the fight until the rest of them all come in. And then you have this big grand fight. And that would have been perfectly fine. You would have gotten the fan service. You would have given us the Hulk. And I still believe that at the end of the fight, after Tony and them died, Hulk says he's done. He reverts back to Banner, and Banner says he has to walk away because he feels that it was his responsibility with Hulk to kill Thanos too, and also Thor. That's how I would have fixed the Hulk. That's how I would have fixed the Hulk. The Hulk would have been perfectly fine. You'd have had him in Infinity War where he was knocked out throughout the whole movie. It would have made sense. And then at the very end of Infinity War, he would have came in, shocked and awed, beat the crap out of Thanos. Thanos would have been like, "Are you kidding me here?" And tried to fight him off. But when he used the Power Stone and decked the Hulk and made the Hulk fall backwards, he's about to do the snap, and that's when it would have made a lot of sense. And right when Raimi's about to do the snap, the Hulk tries to run over to grab his hand and crush his wrist, so he can't snap. He doesn't snap. It was too late. He done the snap. And being broken throughout all of Endgame would have made sense to why he agreed to becoming Professor Hulk with Banner. But Banner says, we need Hulk. We don't need the brains. We need the brawn, and we need the strength of the Hulk. We need you, big guy. And that would have made a lot of sense for Hulk to come out and wreck shop. And everybody would have been perfectly fine with it. You could have had Carol come in and she goes, "What the hell is that?" And they're going, "That's the Hulk." Are you kidding me? What is a Hulk? And they're going, "You don't want to know." Like that would have made a lot of sense. You could have had freaking Spider-Man web in and go, "All right, bad guys to fight." And here, boom, 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 smashing, and you have freaking Spider-Man go, Bug go squish, Bug go that way, and he webs off the other direction. He goes, "No, I'm not getting in the middle of that. He's gonna squish me. I'm good, dude." Bug go squish, and he webs away. It would have made a lot of sense. Everybody been shocked. Everybody been like, do we go there, or do we take on something else? They go, "Dude, take on something else. Let Hulk handle that." That would have been perfectly fine. You could have Hulk kill the Black Order. You could have Doctor Strange come in and try to use his magic, and then as I'm seeing him, Ebony Maw tries to use his magic. Hulk just comes in, grabs his hand, goes, "No more magic," and crushes his hand. He goes, "Ah!" And he goes, "Rrr!" And he kills him. He flat out kills him. Doctor Strange's like, okay, like, holy crap, dude. He's scared. He's mad. He's like, "No, you all die now." And he crushes them and kills them all. He kills every single one of them. He smashes a rock over Proximity to Midnight. He basically grabs, as Corvus Glaive tries to dance around him, he just goes, boom, he just smashes his foot to the ground, causes an earthquake, grabs Glaive, rips his sword out of his hands and puts it into his chest and throws him away and flicks it away like a toothpick. Like, I'd have been fine. We didn't have to show the gratuitous, but it'd been like, "Oh yeah, well that'd have been it. We all know what the heck happened." He put the thing in his gut, and it throws him just go, and he throws the thing away. A rock smashed right on top of Proximity Midnight as she's about to do something. She goes, "Ah!" Rock, boom, and walks off. You're like, wow, dude. He just basically killed the whole Black Order and said, "I'm done. I'm done with this." That's how you fix Hulk. You don't have to have Hulk taking on Thanos. Thanos is already being taken care of by Cap, by Iron Man, and Thor. That's fine. You have Hulk take out almost everything else. You could have Hulk smash himself right through a bunch of ships. You could have him lift one of the ships off the ground and smashes it into another ship. You could have showed all this spectacle and showed everyone going, "Dude, this guy is powerful. Holy crap. Is he on our side?" And you have Hawkeye go, "Dude, if he wasn't on our side, we'd be trying to kill him." Like, dude, we're fine. Just take out everything else around him. If he gets in your way, get out of the way. You have freaking the Wakandans in there going, "Dude, why the hell are we here, dude? He could take out everything." You have T'Challa go, "Just stay out of his way." Like, just stay out of his way. And that'd have been it. Everybody would be perfectly fine with it. That is how you fix Hulk. You don't need to have Hulk taking on the main bad guy. It doesn't need to happen because this is not a Hulk villain. You have Hulk in the middle of the dog pile taking out all the sub bosses and the miners, taking out ships and everything else, so they don't have anything. And you have the regular people on the ground taking out the ground forces. That is fine. You have Hulk taking out the brunt of the of what Thanos' army is. And when the freaking Tatari show, you have Hulk going, huh, and he starts just smashing these things out of the air like smash them out of the air like they're flies. Like, dude, it makes sense. You have Hulk doing the brunt, the majority of the battle, and you have the rest of them just blasting whatever the hell they have to blast out of the way. Perfectly fine. No one had no arguments. That's how you fix Hulk. And that's how you would have done it. That's how I would have done it. It would have made more sense to have Hulk in the middle of that battle taking out everything. Well, not everything, but you know what I mean. By taking out the brunt of the army, while the rest of them are taking out the little guys here, here, here. Whatever guys that got past the Hulk, you guys take out. Hulk takes out almost the rest of everything else. Ships, big armies, most of the armies, the Black Order. He takes out everything, and he's doing it because he's pissed off and he wants them all to go away. That's how you want to do it, and that would have been perfectly fine. That would have been the best fan service. And the big, here, we've been screwing up Hulk for the past 7 years. Here's Hulk. Here's the Hulk. Enjoy. And I think a lot of people would have been perfectly fine with it. How I would have fixed Thor. Easy. You keep him the way he was at the beginning of the movie. He feels the weight and the responsibility that he failed. Having him gain all that weight and turn himself into a lout, into a runabout, into a drunkard, makes no sense. One, Thor has superhuman constitution. If he didn't have it, he wouldn't be able to fight the Hulk at what he can do. Okay? He has endurance up the wazoo. He doesn't have to lift weights. He doesn't have to fight. He doesn't have to do anything. And he could drink all day and it won't make no difference to his constitution. It won't make no difference to him. When the heck you ever seen Thor train? That makes no sense. He's born that way. He's naturally a gigantic warrior. It makes sense. Like I said in the previous one, what I would have done was have him seething, have him angry, have him so pissed off that it's frightening the people in New Asgard. It frightens Valkyrie. It makes everyone feel nervous around him, only for the fact that they don't know when that he will pop his lid and start throwing thunderbolts. Then, when you introduce Banner to how Thor is now, you have Banner Hulk talk to him and say, dude, we need you. We need Thor. We can't get this done without you. And you have him go, no, Banner. Go away. Like, he tells him to go away. I'm not doing it anymore. He goes, you can't bring people back from the dead. And he goes, it's not about bringing people back from the dead. It's about fixing what was broken. And he goes, and then you have Banner that tells him, you've lost more than what any person should lose. However, this is the one thing we can fix. I can't bring back Asgard. I wish I could help you bring back Asgard. I wish I can help bring back your family. I wish I can do that for you, but at least we can bring back these other families, their loved ones. At least you can feel good for doing that. But we can't do it without you. We need Thor. And you have Thor just looking at him, and he doesn't look at him with like tears in his eyes or anything. He just looks cold. How he looked at the very beginning of the movie, that's how he should have been looking throughout the rest of that whole movie. Up until the point where they went to see his mom. And when you have him looking at Banner, and then he turns and he looks at his helmet, and he tells him one more time, if we fail this time, I'm not doing it again. And he goes, I understand. This is the last time. He goes, you're a good friend, Banner. And that's the reason why I'm with you on this. He goes, and he uses his power and grabs his helmet and puts it on his head. And then he goes, let's go. And they leave. And you're like, holy crap. But Rocket should be scared to death of this man. He's like, what happened to that guy that was all fun loving and blah, blah, blah. And he goes, oh, Like he can understand this dude is pissed. He's angry, and it makes sense. Because in Infinity War, he was like, okay, yeah, but there's an option. I can go get my axe. In the story, done. I'll go kill him. But when he didn't, and he's like, that's not that fun-loving guy anymore. So then you have him throughout the story, and when he meets his mother tells him, I see. You're not my son. And he goes, I am your son. He goes, no, you're not my son. I can tell a lot happened to you, and a lot is weighing on you. And he goes, do you want to know the piece of advice I usually give your father? Don't use the weight of the world. You need to become your own person. Don't live under expectations of Boar or your father or what you feel that the people need. Be the person that you want to be. And if you feel that you want to become this, then be it. Own it. And that was the thing. He goes, don't let the way of the world change you into something that you're not. You are not this. And that's what makes him realize, holy crap, he's right. So I truly do feel that by the time they get out of that situation, and and he's now confronting Thanos. And again, he's sitting there trying to summon his hammer, and he grabs the hammer, and he's like, I found myself worthy. I personally felt that, yeah, you're worthy. You've always been worthy. You are worthy of your powers. What the heck are you talking about? This makes no sense. You couldn't be able to summon your axe at the time? If you couldn't summon your axe, then you shouldn't have been able to summon your power. So I personally felt that a lot of it made little to no sense. And but again, it's fine. But the way to fix it is you basically have him talk to his mom, and his mom makes him realize that your father went through the same thing, and you are not your father. Don't think that you are. You are you. Be who you want to be. And don't let everything around you change you into something that you're not. He goes, and that's what makes him realize, like, he's been acting a lot like his dad. He's been acting like, he's like, what would my dad do? What would my dad do? What would my dad do? And it makes a lot of sense. And I feel that they did a really good job on that. They would have done a good job on that. Then when we get to the battle with Thanos, now you have Tony and Cap and Thor's in his regular gear, and then he looks at him and he goes, they're like, all right. So the first thing Thor goes, no. Boom. Axe. Hammer. He goes, this is my battle. You guys stay out of it. And they're like, but Thor, he goes, no. This time, Thor won't lose. And he walks forward, and you see him just charging his energy around him, and it grafts, and you see his armor, and his hair gets redone into a pony, and then his beard is a little bit more clean. It turns into almost like a Viking braid, and then he takes his helmet off of a cuff, and he puts it on his head, and you see him go, and then Thanos is like, huh, an Asgardian, huh? What are you gonna do? And he goes, oh, I'm gonna put this axe in that head. He goes, I'd like to see you try. And then they're like, okay. And they go at it. And that's how you fix Thor. Throughout the whole movie, you have Thor just being a roundabout, and he's upset about, him not having Jane and this and this. And I'm like, that's not Thor. Why is Thor a soppy mess? That makes no sense. Why? Thor is a warrior. He should be internalizing it. He should be angry at himself, but he shouldn't be beating his body apart. That's something that regular people do. He's not a regular person. He's an Asgardian. Asgardians are warriors. Am I a warrior? No. I would probably be doing what he would do. I would be eating my body into an oblivion. I would be drinking my body into oblivion. But Thor shouldn't be doing that. He should be eternalizing it. He should be getting angry. It should be seething. It should be this. It should be that. And it should be something that his father does. And that's what his mother's trying to tell him. You're being too much like your father. You are not your father. Be who you want to be. If you want to be your father, then own up to it and be it. But don't let everything change you into something that if you feel that you're not. And that's where he starts to have fun with his powers and in doing this. And you're getting that Thor Ragnarok type of Thor, but it's a mix of the two. You're getting the more serious Thor, but in the battle, he's being that Thor, like, yeah, and everyone would be perfectly, I would be perfectly fine with it. That a good mix of the two. Chris Hemsworth is getting what he wants, but he's also giving back that what Kenneth Branagh brought him on for. He brought him into the DC, I'm sorry, not the DC, but into the MCU as Thor. He brought him in because he felt that this guy would have been perfect to play Thor. He has the look, he has the charisma, he has the body to be able to do the role. But the problem is that over the course, you're hearing these stories about that he wanted to bring a little bit more comedy, a little more lighthearted, his own personal self into it. I understand that. But you also got to pay respects to how the character was originally designed, and also the fact that he's a Scandinavian god. He's not he's part of the Aesir. He's not a regular person. And to make him into a jovial child surfer dude, that quote unquote surfer dude Thor, that's a disservice to his character. Now giving us a mix of the two where he is serious, that he's going to basically put this axe in that guy's head and he's not going to care how it gets there, and he's going to try to kill Thanos, and he has no care about it. I would be perfectly fine with it, but in the middle of the battle, he's laughing, he's having fun, and that would make sense. Him laughing at, you made Hulk angry. Good luck with that. And that'd have made all of us laugh because he knows what happened if you make Hulk angry. Hulk's gonna get stronger. He's gonna beat you halfway to death, and we would have been happy with it. And I think a lot of people, and a lot of the, and I say casual audience, and I'll say even normies would have actually been perfectly fine with it. You'd had some media trying to say that it seems like they're going backwards with Thor. No, they didn't. They did a perfect good mix of Thor Ragnarok with the classic Thor. That you still would have had him with the laughing and him with the, the actually it would have been he would have been back to Thor 1, and no one would have noticed. They thought, oh, he regressed and this and that. And no, he didn't regress. He's back to Thor 1. He's back to the way he was originally, but he's not being that arrogant prince that he was in the movie. He's taking it seriously. He wants to kill Thanos, but he's having fun with his abilities. He's having fun with battle, and that's how the Vikings are. They're fun loving. They take it seriously. They want to kill their individual, but they want to have fun while doing it, because if they die, they go to Valhalla, and they're perfectly fine with that. But yeah, that's how I would have fixed Thor and Hulk. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll try to make another one. I do want to talk a little bit more about the hashtag release a Snyder Cut, and I think that it's going to be a piece of revelation, and I hope that this uh, this gets out to a lot of people, and I hope that it gets out, and I hope that other people enjoy. But pass it around. If you guys see it, great. If you don't, that's great too. But no, I'm not talking about no thumbs up or anything like that. But this is my 3-part. This is my introduction, my little piece for the DCU, the Marvel's Endgame, and the DCEU and the Marvel, and how I would have fixed Endgame with Thor and Hulk mainly. Captain America and how they did Tony and Hawkeye, and what they did with Black Widow was a travesty to the character. Those are little small nitpicks. It served its purpose, and it's annoying, but whatever. But what they did to Thor and Hulk make no sense. And Captain Marvel wasn't in the movie long enough for me to really give two S's about. I didn't care about her character very much anyway. When she was even there, she was pretty much she was annoying B. So who cares? I personally don't care. And for the rest of the MCU, from what I'm seeing and how they're building it, I have little faith that they're gonna do a really good job with the X-Men and the Fantastic Four. I think that they're gonna shoehorn them all in to try to tell this grandiose story, but I think that they're gonna really, really screw a lot of stuff up. They're gonna take big storylines. A lot of people talking about X-Men versus Avengers, and I think that having that as your big movie, that it's gonna be X-Men versus X I mean Avengers versus X-Men, is the dumbest thing to do as your first big explosive saga. I think that honestly, if they really want to do something really cool, I would do Secret Invasion, I would do Dark Reign, and then I would do Avengers versus X-Men. I would have it where the world does not trust the mutants and the world does not trust the Avengers because of everything that happened during Dark Reign, where the villains win. And I would love to see a phase that the villains win. The villains won the whole thing, and they're leading the charge. I'll be perfectly fine with that to see how that happens. It's something different. But I hope that DC does it first. I hope to see villains win. I would love to see Necessary Evil. That'd be a great little arc to see. But again, pass this around. Thank you very much for coming in, and peace.